basic number 5 is the pace. So the pace has also got another name, which is keeping time. So if you think of your old jazz blue bands, they would have that big funny instrument. I don't know what it is. It's that big ass guitar, and they're like boom, 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 boom. It's a bass. Is it the bass? I think it's the bass. And they kind of like have all these cute like little positions, and they're feeling the music, and you have like the trumpeter, and then you've got the pianist, and then there's like often someone that has a random instrument, but there's somebody that keeps time. So when they go like 1, 2, this is keeping time. Just going. Often you'll see singers, they'll go, don't know why we're hitting that note, but so I want you to keep time. It's like you're snapping the beat, like you're snapping, like you're clicking. Yeah? Boom, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum. It's like you're snapping, but you're not snapping because you can't click all the time. So just have it in like a loose click kind of position. And keep time. So what I'm going to do is also what I did with the wrist roll. I'm going to bring it right back to a very basic essence core technique, and then we're going to expand the range later. But I first want to train just keeping time. So I want you to think of that, keeping time and pace, as slightly two different things, even though they're actually the same thing. But I want you to train both as if they're two separate. So we have keeping time is just a small. So I'm actually knocking here, and I'm actually knocking here. So I'm going out, in. There we go. That's better. Yeah? So just knock with the back of your knuckles, fingers. And again, I want you to loosen your wrist. So feel like you are knocking on a door like that. Loosen it, soften it, no tension at all. Knock. Yeah? The way we're going to be hitting ourselves in this course is very different to the whacking course. But you should feel your forearms in this course, and muscles that you never thought could hurt will hurt. So we're just going to keep this up because this will fix your technique of a pace. Try and get that flick as nice and big as possible, as nice and loose as possible, and nice and free. And it's definitely knocking out and in, right? Other side as well. So left hand, you are knocking. It's like you're clicking, but you loosen in that position. Not in like that position, but like in that position. And you're knocking the back. So you loosen, and then we just boom, 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 ba-dum, da-dum, dum, 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 dum. And I want you to try it while you're doing this. Imagine that you are in that blues band. Like, your body language should change a little bit. You shouldn't just be like, completely present. You want to actually be like, I feel this music. I can't even hear anything, but I'm like, yes. Ooh, can you hear that bass? Like, try and get that, because as you can see, my body went like, oof. That actually, you want your body language to be doing that all the time. So we will get into body position, we will get into grooves, but I'm always going to be throwing as much as I can at you in these 5 weeks. So we have keeping time. Boom, 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 boom. We can now go forward and back as well. So I'm just going tick, tick, tick with both hands. This is a good one to practice, to make sure you also pretend you come back to this bass. Like, doof, 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 bum, 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 bum. I can also go outward. So I'm just knocking out. Boom. We will be advancing this next week, but I need this specific elements of the technique to be in. A nice thing to note, however, is that you don't continuously need to be pacing. Sometimes just doing one pace, boom, up into something else, is actually quite effective. So you can pace anywhere. Okay, so it's really fast. Just knock on the beat. Try and loosen your wrist. Don't let any tension come in. just want you to get the wrist going. I am not gonna go expanding it and doing the full pace range, because what happens is that when people start pacing the full range without having understood the control of the wrist and the actual feeling of pacing and what it really stands for, they lose the whole plot. So I'm not gonna let you do that. I'm gonna train in the wrist technique and the hand technique till it's beautiful, and then we move on to music.
Wave Beats Music.